All right, let's have some fun here and let's multiply two rational expressions that contain polynomials. The dot means multiply, the bar means divide. We know that, but we also know we cannot divide if we're connected by addition and subtraction. That's why the rules of factoring were so important. So let's start with our first numerator. X squared minus 1. What rule of factoring are we going to use here? Correct, we're going to use difference of perfect squares. So we're going to put our two parentheses, and we're going to say what times itself is x squared, x and x. What times itself is 1, 1 and 1. We know we're got a negative here, which means the signs are different. We have our conjugates. Awesome. Okay, we're going to go to our denominator. 5x cubed plus 10x squared plus 5x. Here's the boo-boo. You are all going to see three terms, and you're going to automatically throw down two parentheses. This is not a trinomial in the form that it's ready to factor. Remember, every trinomial we factored started with an x squared, not an x cubed. So you're skipping the first rule. The first rule of factoring is always GCF. What do these three terms have in common? We could divide out of them each of 5x. So I'm going to put the 5x in front and tell me what's left. And I have to physically write it. It helps me. 5x cubed divided by 5x would be x squared. 10x squared divided by 5x would be positive 2x. 5x divided by 5x is 1. I need to write it because it's a plus 1. So there we go. We pulled out our GCF. Now if you look inside, we're not done factoring. Now here's your trinomial written correctly. Now you have the x squared. So we're going to break this down into two more parentheses. X squared is x times x. And remember, that's an easy trinomial because that's the only, it has a leading coefficient of 1. After I go to the first, I'll go to the last. What multiplies to 1? Well, that's easy. It's 1 times 1. Will 1 and 1 add to 2? Sure will. To add to a positive 2, they both have to be positive. So now what happens is this trinomial is gone. You still have your GCF, and now you have in this denominator an x plus 1 times another x plus 1. So there's that denominator completely factored. All right, we're going to go times. 15x squared is a monomial. A monomial is connected by multiplication, so there is no factoring needed. Our last denominator, 3x minus 3. There is a GCF of a 3, so I'm going to pull out my 3, and I'm going to tell me what's left. 3x divided by 3 is x. Negative 3 divided by 3 is negative 1. Everybody's good? So that's the first thing. Multiplying fractions is no problem. Top times top, bottom times bottom. Before you start to multiply, factor first, then divide. So when in algebra, before we do any multiplying going straight across, we make sure all our terms, everybody's connected by multiplication. That's why we had to learn to factor. If you think about it, ladies and gentlemen, the directions never told us to factor. We know this. We know because we want to do division, we have to rewrite as multiplication. And that's why your factoring skills are important. Now, the dividing part is easy. We're looking for the same terms that will cancel out and make a 1. So here we go. X plus 1 divides by x plus 1. X minus 1 divides with x minus 1. They're the same binomials. They're canceling out. If you want to put the 1s up here, that's fine, but you don't have to. All right, what else can we cancel out? Oh, 15x squared can divide with 5x. So if you look, I can divide 15 by 5 and get 3. I can divide x squared by x and get x. If I divide 5 by 5, I get 1. And if I divide x by x, I get 1. So that all cancels out. I'm still not done. If you look closely, I have this 3 in the numerator and this 3 in the denominator, and that will cancel out. So even though it's not going diagonally, cross cancel, you can cancel up and down. That's why you'll never hear me say cross cancel, just cancel. Now look closely at what's left. All the terms are gone here. So the only term left in the numerator is the letter x. In the denominator, the only thing that's left is x plus 1. And I would leave that binomial in parentheses so you don't make the careless mistake. Many of you are going to want to jump the gun and divide that x and cross it out. But again, are we connected by multiplication? No. So if we're not connected by multiplication, you cannot go and divide. This term, this binomial is in lowest terms. There is no GCF. It's not a difference of perfect squares. It's not a trinomial. You can't do grouping. It doesn't have 4 terms. It's not a sum or difference of cubes. It's not factorable. It's in lowest terms, which means you can't do anything more with it. So if I can't rewrite that as multiplication, we're done. And this is your answer, your product. Voila! I'll see you for division.